Buddy, the Christmas miracle. Elfing fun for everyone. Meet Buddy, an elf like no other. Buddy is an elf who enjoys helping people, but he doesn't really enjoy the other elves. He spends his days giving gifts and making everyone happy. He's always trying to help out, whether it's by doing the dishes, or by getting your milk from the fridge. The problem is, that no one can tell that he's a human. Every day when he wakes up, he has to put on his ears, that are actually earmuffs, and put on glasses, in order for him to be able to fit in with their community. Buddy was raised in a strictly elf tradition with his mother, brother, and sister. Buddy's mother taught him to never look a man in the eye, and to always be polite and courteous. Buddy was so well behaved that he never got into any kind of trouble, but he never really had much romance either. Every Christmas Eve, the elves go to the North Pole to prepare for Santa. They get everything ready so Santa can get up and running on Christmas morning. The elves sort and pack toys, decorate trees and packages, bake cookies for Santa's reindeer, and more. One day, Buddy gets his wish granted in this unbelievable way, after an elf messenger in a coffee shop tells him he has a father in New York City. Buddy is going to spend Christmas with him in New York City for the first time. Buddy's father became distracted from his job when he met Buddy's mother. He started to slack off, and take more frequent breaks. Buddy always thought that it was because he loved spending time with her, but she got bored of the routine eventually, and left him. Buddy is excited when he arrives in New York City, but it ends up being a disappointment because his dad ends up being a jerk, and is never home besides Christmas morning. For Christmas Day, they go to a hockey game, but then sit on opposite sides of the field from each other. His dad is taken away from him again just by being on the other side of the stadium. Buddy has no clue what to do, so he decides to post on his Instagram. He gets a ton of likes, shares, and comments. This is the best idea ever, until he realizes his boss saw it too. It's always scarier when you share something online thinking it's just for your friends, but until you realize your boss saw it too.
What in the name of Sam Hill is that?
Buddy's dad stopped by his house to have a chat about what he saw online. Buddy was terrified of the consequences, but it turns out that his dad was just proud of him for being so open and honest with his feelings.
It's hard to talk about your feelings, and it often takes a lot of time and patience to get someone to feel comfortable enough to open up.
But when you do, it feels so good.
Buddy has always assisted Santa Claus, but this year he decides he can be Santa. Just as they are about to leave for nighttime delivery, Buddy's father tells him that he wants to stay at home. Buddy insists on coming along to help his old man out. They arrive at the first house, and it looks spooky, but they venture in anyway. As they are making their way to the living room, Buddy's father trips over a rug, and falls on an ugly stocking filled with coal. He thinks that this is their mission, to bring coal instead of presents. Buddy tries reasoning with him, but nothing seems to work, until he finally convinces his dad that Christmas is all about giving love, not coal. They head back home, where they are greeted by a grinning, slobbering Saint Bernard. It's always a relief to come home to the warmth and welcoming nature of your dog. They are always happy to see you, they're always excited, and they're often too excited for their own good. Buddy and his dad watch as the Saint Bernards play with one another, in this beautiful winter scene. Seeing them together, reminds Buddy of all of the good moments that he had while he was at the North Pole, and everything that he misses. Buddy's dad puts his hand on his son's shoulder.
I'm happy that you are feeling better, son.
While the Saint Bernard continued playing with another dog, that had run by, Buddy looked up at his dad and said,
"That dog. That big, white, Saint Bernard. It used to lick my face when I was little."
Buddy's dad grabbed both of Buddy's shoulders, now comforting him as he cries. He tells Buddy that he will be there for him, and that everything will be alright.